Hi guys, and welcome back to another video where today we're going to be predicting the scores of week 32 of this, the 2020-2021 Premier League season. Now, as usual, before we get into this week's predictions, let's have a quick look at how well we got on in week 31.
So last week I had an okay week, 6 points, one perfect score, that being Liverpool to beat Aston Villa 2-1.
And myself, Nathan, I came away with 7 points, just the one more than you. And I also had the Liverpool 2-1 victory against Aston Villa. But representing the viewers last week was Hassan Ali, and Hassan came away with 2 points. And guess what? He also came away with that 2-1 victory and 3 points between Liverpool and Aston Villa. Top scorer of the week, though, last week was really Martin. And really Martin came away with 12 points with 3 perfect scores. So congratulations on that very good score, really. Let's have a quick look at the league predictions table, and as you can see, new leader at the top of the board. We've got David Redcliffe on 217 points, followed by long-time leader Mahmoud Conte on 216. Yours truly in third position on 214, just above Screenboy 8 and the Dugout Channel. Nathan, you can see yourself in 23rd position,
up one
there on 186 points, so well done on that. Hopefully you'll continue to climb. But if you just have a look at the table, and we'll slowly scroll down, see if you can spot yourself. Make sure you leave your predictions, of course, this week in the comment section, and see if you can climb up the league table. Perhaps you can get into the top 10, the top 5, or maybe you can even win the whole thing by the end of the season. There we are, all the way down to 252 spaces. But that's enough of week 31. Let's move on, make some predictions for week 32.
Okay, so first up we have the 8 o'clock on Sky, Friday, between Everton and Spurs. Now Spurs, 7th at the moment, losing last time around against Man United 3-1. Just Spurs completely collapsed in this one. Typical Jose Mourinho performance. I mean, what on earth was that? Man United fully deserved to win that one, and Everton pretty much have nothing to play for now. 2 wins, then 2 losses, and then 2 draws. Most notably last time around, a boring 0-0 draw to Everton. It's going to be draw again, I reckon. Last time around, Everton beat Spurs 1-0, 1-1 draw.
Yeah, well, Everton, Nathan, winless in their last 4 fixtures. Draws against Brighton and Crystal Palace, and prior to that, losing against Burnley and Chelsea. But Tottenham's form all over the place. Okay, they have gained 3 victories in the last 6, but a loss against Manchester United when they were 1-0, that not great. Prior to that, it was a 2-2 draw against relegation threatened Newcastle, although they're picking up a little bit now, are the Magpies. The reverse fixture, as you've already mentioned, Nathan, Everton won this one 1-0, so it's going to be a very, very tight affair. I'm not sure if Spurs are going to go away to Goodison Park and carve out a victory, so yeah, I'm going to sit on the fence with this one, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw as well. And next up, the first of the Saturday fixtures, which takes place at 12:30, is live on Sky TV. We've got Newcastle coming up against West Ham. Now, West Ham, unbelievably, still in the Champions League places. Newcastle look like to be heading for the trap door, but they gained an excellent away victory against Burnley last time out, and prior to that, they gained a good home draw against Tottenham, and I think were they 2-0 down in that before coming back? Something like that, I think. But they've only lost once in their last 6 fixtures.
They're actually in okay form.
They are. However, they're coming up against this West Ham team who beat Leicester City on the weekend 3-2. I know they were 3-0 up at one point, come back to 3-2 and hanging on a little bit, but Lingard, as we know, is in imperious form at the moment. I think West Ham will sneak this one. Newcastle playing well, or grinding out the wings. So Maximum's back and against the goals, so I'm going to go for a 2-1 away victory to the Hammers.
Interesting. I'm actually going to one-up that. I'm going to go for 3-0 to West Ham. Newcastle, I mean, yes, they have been on decent form recently, beating some teams around them, especially that they need to beat, minus Brighton, of course. But when you look at West Ham, they completely folded up like a deck chair in the second half. Moyes is not going to want that to happen again, but then again in the first half they looked absolutely spectacular, so I'm going to go for 3-0 West Ham. Next up we have Wolves versus Sheffield United. Wolves up and down, beating Fulham 1-0 last time around. You could say that's a good result, but they are struggling against certain teams. But if Sheffield United fail to get a result, and if Newcastle win in this one, then they are officially relegated from the Premier League, which I think is going to happen 3-0 Wolves.
3-0 Wolves. Yeah.
Sheffield United love to lose 3-0, and if you look at the amount of goals they've been leaking recently, it's going to happen.
Well, the amount of goals they're scoring as well. They're not scoring. I think they've only scored 2 goals in their last 6, 1 victory in their last 6 as well. That's 5 defeats. They're doomed. We know they're going down. This takes place, of course, at 8:15 on Saturday. It's been moved from the 3 o'clock kick-off berth for the funeral, of course, of the Duke of Edinburgh. Wolves sitting in 12th position, 1 victory in the last 6, and that 1 victory was last time out against Fulham away from home, which was last Friday. In this one, I can't see them having too much difficulty overcoming Sheffield United, the Blades, so I'm going to go for a 2-0 home victory. Next up, we've got Arsenal coming up against Fulham, the first of the Sunday fixtures, again live on Sky at 1:30. Earlier in the season, this finished 3-0 to Arsenal. I think it's going to be a similar scoreline. Can't see Fulham scoring. I think they've got a little bit of an injury situation going on there at Arsenal, but Lacazette is now back amongst the goals. This is going to be straightforward. I'm going to go for 2-0 home victory to Arsenal.
I think it's going to be much more narrow. Yes, they destroyed Fulham in the reverse fixture, but with the way that they've been playing recently, up and down, you just don't know if they're going to turn up. 1-0. Next up, we have Man United versus Burnley, and if you watch Goldbridge, you will always know the phrase, guys. It's always Burnley, isn't it? 1-1.
1-1, yeah. Well, you mentioned they're Burnley going to get a goal.
Yeah.
They have scored in 5 of their last 6 fixtures.
They like a goal, and they like to beat Man United as well, or draw against them. It's always Burnley.
However, they're coming up against Manchester United. I know that you've gone for a draw, but I can't see anything past a Manchester United Red Devils victory in this one. I think they will get 3 goals in this one, 3-1 to the Red Devils. They're looking fairly good at the moment, Manchester United, for that second place in the league. Next up then, on Monday now, travelling into next week, we've got Leeds United coming against Liverpool. Now, Liverpool playing Real Madrid at the time of recording. Maybe they'll come back in the Champions League, maybe they won't. We'll just have to wait and see. Coming up against a Leeds United team who beat Manchester City last time out. Of course, Manchester City in Champions League action as well, resting players, and that didn't bowl too well for them in the league, but it looks like they've got the league sewn up pretty much anyway. I can see Leeds scoring in this one. Remember, it was a bit of a humdinger. I think this was on the opening day of the season as well, where Liverpool came away with 4-3 victory at Anfield.
Lots of goals.
This is, of course, at Elland Road. I think it'll be tight again, but I think Liverpool, with their away form, it's just going to carry them through, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 away victory to Liverpool.
I've gone exactly the same. I just think Liverpool will probably sneak it in the last minute. Leeds, you don't know who's going to turn up. They've been superb recently under Bielsa. Nice progressive football, scoring goals, doing superb going forward, but I just think Liverpool will sneak it 2-1. Next up, we've got the 8 o'clock on Tuesday on Sky between Chelsea and Brighton. Chelsea, 5th position, inconsistent form, but you could say they're starting to pick up once again. I mean, we won't mention that West Brom game. Beating Palace 4-1, getting back where they should be. 3-1 Brighton, surely. Beating both of the A25 teams, as it's known. The A23 Derby teams. Whatever you call it. Tin pot.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Just upset half of the community there. Yeah. Chelsea shouldn't have too much trouble overcoming this Brighton, who have really struggled to score over the course of the season. They've scored 33 goals in 31 matches. Okay. Playing well, but not always getting the results of this season. Chelsea, they're through to the semi-finals now of the Champions League. What was it, 2-1 on aggregate? Yeah. At the end of the day against Porto. They're going to be coming into this game full of confidence, so I'm going to go for a 2-0 home victory to Chelsea in this one. Next up, on Wednesday, we've got Spurs coming up against Southampton. Earlier in the season, this finished 5-2 to Spurs at Southampton's ground. As we said, Spurs second game of the week. Surely they're going to beat Southampton. Southampton team who lost 3-0 against West Brom. Come on, surely the quality in the Spurs ranks, especially if Spurs want to try and get into Europe for next season. Yeah, I can only see a Spurs winning this one. I'm going to go for a 2-0 home victory.
I'm going for 2-1. I actually think Southampton will somehow get something through that Tottenham defence. But yeah, both teams struggling. 2-1 Spurs. Southampton look dire, to be fair. Anyway, moving on. 8:15 Sky on Wednesday between Aston Villa and probably the champions Man City. They're going to want to bounce back. Simple 3-1 to Manchester City. 3-1. Well, I think the citizens will score 3 as well, but I don't think they're going to concede. That Manchester City defence most of the time impregnable. Okay, we know that Leeds, but it is Villa though. A couple of goals. We do know that Pep likes to rotate. So will Gundogan be back inside? Will De Bruyne? I think De Bruyne will be back in this team. He was arrested against Leeds. I think this is going to be a straightforward 3-0 victory to Manchester City. And the final fixture of the game week takes place on Thursday next week. We've got Leicester coming up against West Brom. West Brom now 2 victories on the trot. Absolutely fantastic. It's probably going to be just too little too late. Beating Southampton 3-0 and an absolutely fantastic 5-2 victory against Chelsea. Leicester City need to keep hold of that berth in the Champions League spots. They have had back-to-back defeats against Manchester City and West Ham. I think they will bounce back in this victory in this fixture, but I don't think they're going to smash West Brom. West Brom full of fight at the moment, but I think the Foxes are going to sneak through 2-1. I disagree. I actually think Leicester are going to completely bounce back, are going to want to do what they did to Sheffield United. Brendan Rodgers is right up for it, and Leicester always do well against the teams way below them. They don't do so well against the teams around them, but below them, superb. 4-0. Fantastic. So that concludes our predictions for week 32 of the 2020-2021 Premier League season. As usual, I'm going to leave a template of these fixtures in the description. If you'd like to continue to play along at home or even start playing along at home, then make sure you copy and paste those fixtures into a comment and leave your predictions. And really, Martin, if you're the top scorer, you could get a shout out in the next video on Friday evening at some point. Hopefully at some point, maybe it'll be Saturday morning. I'm going to be picking somebody at random to represent you, the viewers, as well. But Nathan, before we go, what's happening this week live stream wise, and you got any news? Yes, Friday 8 o'clock, Reading. We gotta beat them surely, considering that's basically a rivalry for us now. Just please win, Cardiff. Sub to my channel, link in description below. I think Reading got a couple of injuries. Matey might be out. He always scores against us, Matey. He's like Man City, he's like Man United and Burnley, isn't he? Yeah. Anything else though before we go? No, nothing. Well, thanks once again for taking your precious time out of the day to watch us predict these game week 32 fixtures. Thanks for watching as always. But for now, we'll bid you farewell and we'll see you all in the next video.